Welcome back to our channel. We're thrilled to have you here with us again. Today, we invite you to join us on an incredible journey as we follow this extraordinary woman into the heart of a vibrant, untamed forest. After carefully scanning her surroundings and weighing her options, the woman finally devised a clever and efficient way to transport the materials she needed for her next task. She began by surveying the terrain, noting every incline, every dip in the earth, and the natural pathways carved out by years of flowing water and animal movements. Her keen eye spotted a stream nearby, its gentle current offering a potential solution. With this discovery, an idea began to form a plan to utilize the forces of nature to her advantage. First, she prepared her tools and crafted a simple yet effective measuring stick from a piece of bamboo. Using this as her guide, she meticulously marked the log, drawing faint lines at regular intervals to ensure that each segment would be the exact same size. Her attention to detail was remarkable, as she knew that consistency in size was critical for the structural integrity and overall appearance of her project. With the markings in place, she positioned herself to begin cutting. Gripping her handsaw firmly, she made the first incision into the log. The sound of the blade biting into the wood echoed through the forest, blending with the natural symphony of rustling leaves and chirping birds. Each stroke was deliberate, her movements a blend of power and precision. Sweat began to form on her brow, but her determination never wavered. She moved on to the next task, skillfully splitting the smaller logs into halves with precision and strength. Gripping one of the logs firmly in place, she positioned her sharp machete at the center, aligning it carefully to ensure an even split. With a focused expression and steady hands, she raised the tool high and brought it down with a controlled yet powerful swing. The blade bit into the wood, creating a clean crack that traveled along the grain. She began the intricate task of assembling the freshly split logs, securing them to two long bamboo poles with precision and care. First, she arranged the split logs in a neat line, ensuring that their edges aligned perfectly. Her keen eye for detail helped her gauge the exact placement of each piece, as even the slightest misalignment could affect the overall structure. Taking her hammer in hand, she started fastening each log to the bamboo. With a calculated strike, she drove a nail through the split wood and into the bamboo beneath, anchoring it firmly. The rhythmic sound of the hammer striking the nails echoed through the forest, a blend of raw power and careful precision. Each swing was measured, ensuring the nail was driven straight without splitting the wood. It seems that a bridge has been completed, standing as a remarkable testament to her skill and determination. The structure stretches elegantly between its supports, crafted with precision and care. Each split log, now securely fastened to the long bamboo poles, forms a smooth and sturdy walkway. The bamboo frame provides both flexibility and strength, ensuring the bridge can endure the elements while maintaining its functionality. She began the foundational task of erecting 4 sturdy pillars, marking the start of a new structure. With a keen understanding of balance and stability, she carefully selected 4 strong, straight logs, each one capable of supporting significant weight. She examined each log for imperfections, ensuring they were solid and free of cracks that could compromise their strength. As the 4 pillars stood tall, their symmetry and sturdiness began to outline the framework of her project. She tested each one, shaking them lightly to confirm they were securely anchored. Satisfied with their stability, she paused to admire her progress, a foundation that promised strength and durability. VV. The 4 pillars she had carefully anchored in place would serve as the foundation for the roof, and she knew that creating a strong, durable support system was essential. First, she selected long, sturdy branches to act as the main beams. ensuring that they were straight and robust enough to support the weight of the roof. She carefully measured and cut them to size, making sure each piece fit perfectly with the others. Next, she placed cross beams across the frame, adding additional support to the roof structure. These smaller beams would create a network of intersecting lines, providing strength and stability. She secured each one with nails and vines, taking extra care to ensure each connection was firm and reliable. The framework began to take shape, an intricate web of bamboo and wood that would soon become the roof of her shelter. The process was labor-intensive, but she worked with steady determination. The roof, though made of simple natural materials, began to look strong and functional. With every layer, it transformed into a well-crafted solid canopy that would protect the shelter from the harsh elements of the forest. She now turned her focus to building the walls, determined to complete the shelter by adding layers of protection against the wind and cold. She carefully began placing horizontal bamboo poles, securing them with a hammer and nails to complete the walls of the shelter. With each row of bamboo, the walls grew stronger and more complete. The shelter began to look more like a finished home, with sturdy walls that would protect against the wind, rain, and cold. As she completed the final rows of bamboo, she stepped back to admire her work. The walls, now firmly in place, were a testament to her hard work, patience, and craftsmanship. With the walls securely in place, the next step was to create an entrance that would not only provide access to the shelter, but also maintain its strength and integrity. She carefully measured the space she had left for the door, ensuring that it was large enough for easy passage, but also well-positioned within the framework she had created. Using her knowledge of proportions and symmetry, she selected sturdy bamboo poles to form the doorframe. Each piece was chosen for its strength and durability, and she made sure they were straight and free of imperfections. After cutting the poles to the right size, she carefully attached the vertical bamboo pieces on either side of the entrance, creating a sturdy frame. With the door finally in place, she took a moment to sit in front of the home she had just finished building, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. She took out a small bundle of snacks freshly baked, bread that she had brought along, and began to enjoy a well-deserved meal. The simple bread tasted especially sweet after the hard work she had put in, and as she sat there in the peaceful forest, she allowed herself a moment to relax. As the rain gently fell, the sound of the waterfall echoed soothingly in the background. With a full belly and a sense of accomplishment, she made her decision. She strapped her backpack on, preparing to venture deeper into the forest to tackle the next challenge. She approached the dense thicket of trees, her sharp eyes scanning for the right pieces of wood. Her next task was clear. She needed to gather more timber to create something new, perhaps another structure or a tool that would help her in the days ahead. The machete sliced through the thick branches effortlessly as she worked, each swing of the blade precise and calculated. As she chopped through the trees, the forest seemed to open up around her. The tall, ancient trees parted, revealing more usable wood perfect for her next project. She cut and trimmed the branches, carefully measuring the lengths and selecting the strongest, most suitable pieces for her needs. She worked tirelessly, her fingers moving with precision as she fitted the pieces together. Each piece of wood, carefully chosen and cut, was connected to the next in a seamless arrangement. The bridge, once just an idea in her mind, was now taking shape right before her eyes. She had mastered the art of crafting in the wilderness, and this bridge was a testament to her growing expertise. Soon she had made up her mind to create something extraordinary within a hidden cave. She gatherized stones and wood from the surroundings, preparing to build something both practical and beautiful. Her hands moved quickly, arranging the materials as she meticulously planned her project. The natural rock walls of the cave would provide a sturdy foundation, and with her skill, she would transform it into a livable, cozy space. She worked quickly and efficiently, using her machete to slice through the thick trunks and branches with precision. Each cut was deliberate as she shaped the wood to fit her needs. Some pieces would become supports for the structure she was building, while others would be used for reinforcing the walls of her new creation within the cave. She knew that the success of the project depended on the strength and stability of the materials she used. The pile of wood slowly dwindled as she continued her work. Her movements were fluid, a result of the many projects she had undertaken in the past. With each piece of wood she cut and measured, the sense of progress grew. The forest had provided her with all the materials she needed, and she was determined to use them to their fullest potential. The shape of a small hut began to emerge as she erected 4 sturdy posts around the clearing. With each post she set into the ground, the structure took shape, its purpose becoming clear with every movement. She carefully chose the best spots for the 4 corner posts, ensuring they were deep enough to stand firm against the elements. The wood was strong, straight, and well suited for the task, and her hands worked skillfully to plant them securely into the earth. The forest around her provided an abundance of natural resources, and she knew exactly what she needed. The leaves she sought were large and tough, perfect for creating a strong and weather-resistant roof. They had a natural sheen, glistening with the morning dew, and their texture was flexible yet resilient, ideal for weaving tightly together. Once she had gathered enough, she began to weave them together. Starting at the top of the frame, she threaded the long, flexible leaves through the wooden posts, binding them tightly with vines and natural twine she had collected earlier. The weaving process was methodical, ensuring that each layer of leaves overlapped the one beneath it, creating a sturdy and reliable roof. The leaves, when woven together, created a thick protective layer that would shield her from the sun, rain, and wind. As she worked, the shape of the roof began to take form, each leaf adding to the shelter's growing structure. The green leaves blended perfectly with the natural surroundings, making the hut look as though it belonged in the forest itself. With precision and care, she hammered the nails into the wooden frame, ensuring each joint was firmly in place. The bumpy surface of the bark and the sturdy timber didn't resist her expert touch, and soon the structure of the hut was solid and reliable. The frame stood strong, its walls steady, and now it was time to focus on the details that would make the hut complete. The next task was the door. She carefully selected more large, flexible leaves, choosing those that were both durable and thick. Using a combination of twine in her hands, she began weaving the leaves together to form a sturdy yet light door. The weaving process was meticulous, each strand of leaf overlapping the next to create a strong barrier. As the leaves macheted together, they formed a solid panel, the perfect fit for the entrance. The ground was uneven, and without a proper path, getting to her new home could be difficult, especially after a heavy rain. So she decided to create a simple yet effective walkway using the bamboo available to her in the forest. She carefully selected long, straight bamboo poles, choosing those with the right thickness to support weight and withstand the elements. Each bamboo pole was cut to the appropriate length, and she arranged them in parallel lines to form a solid foundation. The poles were placed close together, leaving minimal gaps between them to create a stable and reliable surface. Once the bamboo was securely in place, she walked the length of the path to check its sturdiness. The sound of the bamboo creaking slightly under her weight reassured her that everything was solid. The pathway not only served its purpose functionally, but it also blended seamlessly with the natural surroundings, adding a rustic, natural charm to the area. Her creativity reached new heights as she skillfully wrapped sturdy vines to create a unique and beautiful corridor for her walkway. Not content with just a simple bamboo path, she decided to enhance the walkway with a touch of nature's beauty and practicality. She looked around the forest, gathering long, thick vines, strong yet flexible, enough to weave into something both functional and decorative. These vines, with their earthy tones and resilient nature, would add a distinctive touch to her project. After a while feeling the heat, she crafted a bamboo water conduit to create a refreshing shower for herself. Determined to create something to ease the heat, she set about crafting a simple yet effective bamboo water conduit. First, she gathered several long, straight bamboo poles, choosing those with smooth, hollow interiors. With her machete, she cut them to the right lengths, each piece intended to carry water from a nearby stream to her hut. The sound of water flowing through the bamboo tubes was soothing, the cool mist from the shower refreshing in the hot jungle air. Standing under the gentle cascade of water, she felt a wave of relief wash over her. Her creativity and resourcefulness had turned a hot, uncomfortable day into a refreshing and rejuvenating experience. Feeling the coolness from the bamboo shower, she was rejuvenated, her body no longer weighed down by the heat. Now that the sun had started to dip below the canopy, casting a softer light across the forest, it was the perfect time to prepare her evening meal. She had already caught a freshwater crab earlier that day, and she knew exactly how she wanted to cook it. With a renewed sense of energy, she moved towards a small fire pit she had set up near the entrance of her newly built hut. Carefully, she gathered dry leaves, twigs, and small branches to start the fire. Using her flint, she sparked the flame, gently coaxing it to life. The crackling of the fire and the rising warmth were comforting after her cool shower, and soon the flames began to dance brightly. Finally, the crab was ready. She carefully removed it from the fire, the meat perfectly cooked, tender, and delicious. Sitting on a small bamboo mat inside her hut, she savored each bite, enjoying the fruits of her labor and the solitude. As the evening progressed, she leaned back against the bamboo walls of her hut, content and full. The forest outside was quiet, the moonlight filtering through the trees, casting a soft glow over the landscape. In her new home, she felt a deep sense of pride in her achievements, knowing that she had built everything herself from the hut to the path leading to it, and had created a peaceful, sustainable life in the heart of the jungle.